What makes an anime the greatest of all time? Is it longevity as a show and the amount of staying power it has in the minds of fans? Maybe it's a great character design and character backgrounds that keep us invested in a story. What about heart-pounding battles and gorgeously animated sequences that blow up everyone's Twitter feed? In the end, it's likely some large combination of all these factors put into one, combined with the fact that everyone has their own idea of what makes something truly the greatest. Trying to convince someone else why your favorite is better than their favorite is like pulling teeth from a lion, just a bad time for all involved. So of course, I wanted to talk about what I believe is anime's greatest achievement, and thus the greatest anime ever made. Now, I am very qualified with my years of anime knowledge and very real certification as a fake YouTube teacher. So, no one will try to argue with me in the comments down below, and everyone who agrees will obviously hit the like button and subscribe. But before we get into the obvious greatest anime ever, let's look at some of the other contenders that fell short of this distinguished honor, but are pretty damn amazing in their own right. Alright, let's rip off this band-aid right away with the obvious choice by getting Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood said and done with. Yes, it's the highest rated anime ever until Oshinoko drops another hour-and-a-half masterpiece. And yes, nearly every single part of this story, from its characters to its animation to its intricate power system, is top tier stuff, and could easily be anyone's choice as the greatest anime of all time. However, in this case, it is such an obvious choice that I just can't pick it, basically out of principle. So what about an anime that is as hot as any anime in history right now and has been on our screen for over 25 years? The Straw Hat Pirates and their Captain Luffy's hunt for the One Piece might just be the best long-term storytelling we have ever seen in any medium, with little crumbs being laid out for us over the course of decades, only to now be coming to the forefront of this wonderful story. The reason I can't consider it my greatest anime ever, well, it's not done yet. While unlikely to happen, Oda could still theoretically drop the ball at the goal line and provide us all with an unsatisfactory ending. And yeah, that's very highly unlikely, but I can't in good conscience call something the greatest ever made when it's not done being made yet. And speaking of dropping the ball at the goal line, let's talk Attack on Titan. Now, I didn't find the ending as divisive or disappointing as most people in the anime community seem to, but the proof is there, and you can't deny how many were upset with how this 13-year-long epic came to its conclusion. That should not erase the absolute masterclass the rest of the story was, though. Having some of the best cliffhangers and revelations anime has ever seen till this point, but hey, I don't make the rules. Well, I do, but it is an unsatisfactory ending, which simply eliminates AOT from contention. The very same point goes to shows like Death Note and the Dragon Ball franchise. Death Note's first act between Light and L is arguably anime's greatest battle of the minds, and if the story simply ended with that, we very well could be looking at our winner pick. But the second half did happen, and while by no means bad in my opinion, it just never got to the show's peak. Same thing with Dragon Ball, which peaked with the beam struggle between Cell and Gohan. The Buu Saga and everything Super had to offer are littered with great moments, but they just never seem to fully string those together into a cohesive blend that everything before them managed to pull off. Shows like Astro Boy and Sally the Witch are genre-creating treasures that deserve recognition for the ground they broke, but being the first to do something isn't enough to make you the best at it. Evangelion doesn't even really know how it wants to end. Cowboy Bebop might need a little more time to distance itself from its live-action counterpart. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has some of anime's craziest highs and lowest lows, even if those highs are atmospheric. And I have about 10 other shows I can give an excuse as to why they just don't crack my top. But let's just get down to it. You've heard me rant for a couple minutes, and these wonderful anime, they're all amazing, but there's one singular show that stands at the top. One that has changed the medium, been forever engraved into the culture, and heck, it even took over the White House. It's Corey in the House. Full review coming next year.